Advaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarupyascha Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Namne Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gauravakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So we just finished the chapter on Ruchi. So would you like to summarize what we learned under Ruchi?
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, 1 minute. Please. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, Prabhuji, yesterday we discussed that this Ruchi is the very important landmark for Raganuga Bhakti, Raga Bhakti to start. Then it is the very beautiful verses we read, Prabhuji. So I read from that. It was very interesting that it is the golden coin of Bhakti shining effulgently, and it is propelled by the fire of Bhakti itself, by its own energy. And by that, Ruchi or taste begins. Then Ruchi is not just if we enjoy kirtan or like lectures for hours, if we are able to enjoy that for hours, that doesn't mean that we have taste. It means actually that we don't become tired.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, I don't hear you. Hare Krishna. Can the others hear?
No, Prabhuji. Sometimes the net here goes and comes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Could be because of that.
Okay. Okay. So I shall continue from where Mataji left. She was telling about how to judge the presence of Ruchi simply because we hear lectures or enjoy kirtans doesn't mean that the Ruchi stage has appeared. That means there is a particular definition for Ruchi which Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is giving. Because this is what, Rupa Goswami is already listed, starting from Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, etc. But yeah, Supriya Mataji is back. Would you like to continue, Mataji? We missed you in between. You were talking about
Yes.
how to judge whether a person has got Ruchi or not. Simply because they like to hear Kirtan or Katha doesn't mean that they have Ruchi. That's what you are telling.
Yes, Prabhuji. Simply, if we can hear Kirtan and enjoy for hours, it doesn't mean that one has reached the stage of Ruchi. It means that one does not become tired, or he doesn't have any material desires other than serving Krishna, and it is spiritual energy, and the person in Ruchi never gets tired. Uh, and the example is Srila Prabhupada. He worked even in the midnight, after tiring work also, he doesn't become tired, and he's always he enjoys the taste of devotional service. Then Ruchi is powerful adhesive and to Krishna, and there is no attachment to any other material things. Then actually we all have some ruchi. It starts from Shraddha itself, but we get that title of the stage of ruchi and only when all the material desires vanish. Then ruchi is of two types. One depends on uh, ruchi, the one type which depends on the elements, like only when a good singer sings, um, one is able to enjoy, or when there is a good speaker, or when there is somebody who dresses the deities very nicely. So in that case, the devotee will have a little impurity, whereas the second type of ruchi is where uh, one experiences great pleasure irrespective of whoever is doing that service, whoever is singing or whoever is speaking. Um, he has great depth of bhakti, that he can relish whoever speaks or whoever sings, because it is related to Krishna. Then we read that spiritual lamentation of a person who is in ruchi, uh, uh, his humble way of uh, accepting his faults, but he's in a higher stage, whereas after, when he's alone, he goes and enjoys that bliss and tastes that devotional service whenever he's alone. This is what we read yesterday, Prabhuji. Please forgive me if I committed some mistakes, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. I think you covered practically everything and very nicely also. Other devotees, would you like to add or subtract, add, make your own comments? Please go
Hare
ahead.
Krishna Prabhuji, we also discussed about the intensity and the laxity. Um,
That was in
how,
Nishta.
yes, Prabhuji, that also we discussed yesterday.
Yes.
There's more, intensity is more important. Then it's not the period how much we have been in devotional service, but how intense we are in our. That is a big lesson for me as well. So it registered very well.
Exactly. It's a caution given in good time, in good time, that if we are setting aside some time for bhakti, better at least that time do it intensely. Whatever we might have limitations on availability of time. Then, as we discussed yesterday, if we can maintain a kind of a log book, how my time is going, then I'll be able to minimize the wastage of time, unwanted activities. Sometimes you may be thinking that something is an important activity, but by constant review, we may realize, no, it's not an important activity. Or maybe I'm giving too much time on this activity, maybe I should reduce. Like that, if we can monitor ourselves, it can lead to very substantial improvements in a short time, and intensity can be achieved. So it's all in our hands. How seriously I want to reach Krishna Prema. How quickly I want to be attached to Krishna to the exclusion of everything else. So as we develop that desire, Krishna will open the path. By maintaining a log, I am telling Krishna, Krishna, I am serious. I want to progress towards you. And Krishna will definitely reciprocate. The great fortune for a devotee is that Krishna is a person, whereas for an impersonalist movement or a karma yogi, jnana yogi, ashtanga yogi, this kind of help is not available. Krishna says, only devotees are dear to me. Yoginamapi sarvesham madhyate nandaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yo mam sameyukta tamo mada. So for him, devotee is very dear. Not that those who call themselves yogi, jnanis, karmis, they are not dear. They are taken care of by the law of karma itself. Right? Law of karma operates in the material world. And these three kinds of yogis are also there in the material world. Their desires are also classified as material. So, the law of karma takes care of them, not that they are not taken care of. The law of karma is also operated by Krishna. That means Krishna is indirectly taking care of them also. Not that Krishna neglects someone. Everybody is taken care of. But by indirectly, through external energy, by the law of karma, Krishna takes care of them also. But for a devotee, there is a special blessing. Krishna is personally interested in that devotee. The Paramatma in the devotee is actually Bhagavan. Bhagavan is sitting there and guiding the life of the devotee. He is orchestrating every experience in the life of a devotee. Sometimes even the devotee may not be able to know, and others will definitely not be able to know that devotee is actually under Krishna's guidance. It's not that a devotee is suffering by karma. So this distinction we make. So as very correctly you said, it is not that we don't have ruchi at all. If we did not have ruchi, we won't be in ISKCON now. So we have ruchi, but for definition purpose, what Rupa Goswami has given, that is crystallized by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, how to identify where is the dividing line between Nishtha and Ruchi. So here in Ruchi, we came to know he develops deep attachment to the processes of bhakti, and he develops deep detachment from material engagements. And that is a definition. And then that means Ruchi means appetite. You can say Ruchi means appetite in a way. So appetite means any food available, you will, someone is very hungry for food. Any food available, they will relish it and they'll say it is excellent. You just give them a simple khichdi, maybe even salt is not enough. But still they will say, oh, very good, I relished it so much, I want more. That means they have a good appetite. But a sick person who is just recovering from sickness, they won't have such a good appetite. They will ask, what is there for lunch? What is there for breakfast? Sometimes they will say, no, I don't want, I want this. So such an appetite is not, can be called as ruchi, development of ruchi. But that person has got weak ruchi. But the ruchi that we talk about is one where there is no material attachment. That means the contamination has been removed and the ruchi is shining forth. It is the devotee cannot live without engaging in the processes of bhakti, not even for a moment. So he is always in search of devotees to engage in hearing and chanting, or if he is alone, he still relishes the pastimes of the Lord, or he sings kirtans to himself, or he reads and hears. Like that, a devotee is unable to live without engaging in the bhakti process. Now we go to the 6th chapter, Asakthi. So now we will know what distinguishes Asakthi from Ruchi. For me, who is a neophyte, to me, even Ruchi appears to be the ultimate. Can it get better than this? I am thinking. Oh, Ruchi was so nice. Even Nishta was very good. Ruchi is extraordinary. But how can it get better than this? So now we will see. The sixth shower. We have been under 5 showers already. Now we are coming under the sixth shower, Asakthi. So after this, after Ruchi, when Ruchi or taste, which has bhajana means hearing, chanting, and other devotional activities as its object of relish. So in the first line, there is a definition and also the distinguishing feature between Ruchi and Asakthi. In the case of Ruchi, bhajana is the object of relish. You are enjoying the bhajana process, hearing, chanting, taking darshan of the deity, whatever, all devotional activities is the object. You enjoy the process. After this, when Ruchi reaches extreme depth, supposing it has reached the extreme depth of relish, then what happens? And makes Krishna the object of relish. So from the process of bhakti, now the relish has shifted to Krishna. So this is the dividing line. Up to the Ruchi stage, the attachment, the deep attachment is towards the process. And now at the Asakthi stage, the relish is towards Krishna himself. I want Krishna, I want to see Krishna, I want to engage with Krishna. Where is Krishna? That mood is developing. So Ruchi is transforming into Asakthi. When the attachment shifts from process to Krishna. Doesn't mean that the taste for process has gone, right? Every succeeding stage includes the previous stages that we always remember in bhakti. Not that you leave one and go to the other. That will happen in the case of karma, jnana, yoga, etc. You leave one and take the next. But here it is always inclusive. The previous process is always included. So this is Asakthi. When Krishna is the object of relish, it is Asakthi. When the process is the object of relish, that is called Ruchi. So at the stage of Asakthi, now he is describing Asakthi more. At the stage of Asakthi, the creeper of Bhakti bears clusters of buds. So the creeper is growing, you see. The seed of the Bhakti Lata was planted in the heart of the devotee by Vaishnava, and after that, the Bhakta has been watering it, fencing it, and exposing it to proper sunlight and nourishing atmosphere. Then the creeper is growing. And what happens? It bears clusters of buds. So the creeper up to now was having only leaves, right? Only leaves. But now clusters of buds are appearing, not one but two buds. Clusters of buds is appearing. That is the Asakthi stage. These buds will in no time become flowers at the stage of Bhava. Asakthi next stage is Bhava. So when you reach Bhava, you can say that the buds have become flowers. Some buds have become flowers. These and then fruits at the stage of Prema. So the flower is now the bud shape. Bud will become flower, then it's called Bhava. Then it becomes fruit, and then it's called Prema. So we are reaching towards that. The plant has nicely grown. Now it is ready to sprout to the buds, and the buds in good time will become very fragrant flowers filled with nectar, and then fruits will appear. That is Prema. The statement that Ruchi has bhajana as the object and Asakthi has the Lord as the object is a designation signifying proportionate quantity. So this is what we just now spoke. It is not that one is absent, we just now spoke. It is not that one is absent when the other is present. It's a matter of proportion. Now, in this stage of Asakthi, the proportion of desire to be with Krishna, that has become far more intense than at the stage of Ruchi. At the stage of Ruchi, as long as you are there hearing about Krishna, talking about Krishna, taking darshan of the deities, you are happy and you want to keep on doing that. You are never getting tired. You will like to continue. But here, the anxiety to be with Krishna, that is arising, and that is Asakthi. Actually, both Ruchi and Asakthi have both components as objects. So again, he is clarifying. Don't think that there is no more interest in the process. Interest in the process very much is there in the Asakthi stage also. So, and not that in the stage of Ruchi, Krishna is not the object of relief. It is there also. But relatively speaking, in the Ruchi stage, it is more of a process, and in the Asakthi stage, it is more of Krishna, which is the object of relish. Actually, but by less intensity in taking bhajana as object and greater intensity in taking the Lord as object, Asakthi becomes distinguishable from Ruchi. Okay, it's a repetition of what we already spoke. Asakthi, what does it do? Polishes the mirror of the Antakarana. Antakarana means mind, intelligence, false ego, right? It's a mental faculty, it's a subtle body. So Asakthi polishes the mirror of the Antakarana to such a condition. The inside, it has become cleansed so much, that mirror, that a reflection of the Lord may suddenly be visible there. Up to now, our mind is like a dirty mirror, completely covered up with dust of many lifetimes. And it cannot reflect anything, fully dusty, covered up. But now it is cleansed by Asakthi, that relish for Krishna so much that suddenly Krishna may appear. So a person in Asakthi stage may suddenly see a darshan of Krishna also. Right? Before the stage of Asakthi, the devotee, realizing that his mind has been overpowered by material objects and desires, after putting forth deliberate effort, withdraws his mind and fixes it on the Lord's form, qualities, and activities. Until Asakthi does not appear, devotee has to make an effort. That's why we called it Vaidhi Sadhana, right? We have been told we want Krishna Prem, and for that we have been told this, what you have to do, and we are doing that, right? So it was a voluntary effort, deliberate effort by the sadhaka to remove the mind from sense gratification or material engagement and put it on Krishna. But in the stage of Asakthi, absorption of the mind in the Lord is automatic, without effort. How we wish to have it, no? How much we wish to have it. That mind, straight away it goes towards Krishna only. Mind is not interested in anything else. You don't have to force the mind. You don't have to beg the mind. You don't have to try to control the mind, as Arjuna says. You don't have to control. Mind has developed the Asakthi. Mind wants now Krishna, and nothing else attracts the mind. So it goes voluntarily. A devotee, even at the stage of Nishtha, cannot discover how his mind sometimes withdraws from the Lord and fixes itself on material affairs. So at the stage of Nishtha, it will happen that mind is thinking about Krishna, but suddenly it shifts to material engagements also. Even the sadhaka may not understand how it is happening. He's Nishtha, he's focused on Krishna, but suddenly mind will shift. Why Chakravarti Pad is saying this? He's trying to distinguish how Asakthi differs from Nishtha and Ruchi. Right? It will go to material affairs. The quality of attachment such that the mind sometimes withdraws from material topics and absorbs itself in topics of the Lord is not seen in one who has not attained the stage of Asakthi. Here, what he is indicating, you are attending some material duties, right? You are performing some material duty, but suddenly helplessly your mind has shifted to Krishna and you are unable to complete the duty. You are unable to perform the duty. This happens in the Asakthi stage, not before. In the Asakthi stage, involuntarily, you are engaged in a particular material duty, but you cannot help it. The mind is simply jumping to Krishna and you are simply standing helplessly. You have forgotten your duty on hand. That happens in Asakthi stage. This is, however, characteristic of the devotee who has attained the stage of Asakthi. Early in the morning, now he starts giving examples of a bhakta who has reached the Asakthi stage. Very, very interesting it will be. Like we saw in Ruchi also. Now we are seeing in Asakthi how the devotee behaves. Early in the morning, seeing another devotee coming from somewhere, he will begin talking. The moment he sees a devotee coming, he will start talking. Who? A devotee in the stage of Asakthi. He will say, you have a salagram Shila in a nice case hanging from your neck. Your tongue is quivering every moment from tasting the nectar of Krishna's name as you chant softly. Seeing you like this, I, most unfortunate, feel overwhelming joy. Tell me why you are doing these activities and what holy places you have visited. Describe all the great saintly souls you have met, making yourself and others successful. In this way, he will spend some time drinking nectar in intimate conversation. Whenever he sees a Vaishnava, he will not see the faults. He has no time to see the faults. He sees a Vaishnava and he immediately wants to engage in Krishna Katha. And he's attracted. See, he's having shaligram and he's mumbling. That means he's chanting the holy name only. So, like that, automatically. And he's coming from somewhere. He must be coming from meeting some devotee, or he must be coming from some holy place. I want to hear about that. So, Asakthi stage, deep hunger to hear about Krishna, to engage with devotees. Deep, very deep desire. And he's always running from devotee to devotee to devotee, hankering for this. So let us say the same devotee, then going elsewhere, he will say to another person what he is saying, by the extraordinary fortune of having that attractive book under your arm. He sees another devotee and he's having a Bhagavatam under his arm. So he starts asking him, you have a book under your arm. I can guess that you are very learned. Please explain just one verse of the 10th canto and bring to life the Chataka birds of my ears by the sweet shower of your explanation. Do you know about Chataka birds? Chataka birds will only drink water coming from the rain cloud. Even if there is plenty of water around, very sweet water in lakes and rivers and ponds, and the bird is very thirsty, still it will not drink that water. It will always wait for a rain cloud to drop water directly into its mouth. That's Chataka. Same way, this devotee has become a Chataka bird. He cannot relish anything other than talks of Krishna. So, to the next devotee, he says like that. Then, going elsewhere, now he's going to some other place. He is saying, oh, just today my life will be successful. For this gathering of devotees will immediately destroy all my sins. He goes to a small group of devotees and he's telling himself, oh, then all my sins will go today because so many devotees are there. I will go and take the shelter. So thinking in this way, with humility, he will pay repeated obeisances on the earth, being honored with affection by the most learned and advanced devotee. In that group, because there is a group sitting and discussing, that means there is one advanced devotee in that group. It is a understanding. So that devotee will come forward, the most learned advanced devotee, the crown jewel of the assembly. What he will do? He will sit before him, thinking in this way, this devotee will go and sit before him in a humble, crouching posture and beg from him with tears in his eyes, O Master, you are the remedy for the material disease afflicting the three worlds. I am the most fallen and depraved person. That means for a person in Asakthi, tremendous amount of humility takes over. And he is no more shy. He has given up all that shame and all that. He is very thirsty for Krishna. So there is no more shame. Because if you have shame, you cannot express your longing, right? So here he's longing and he's expressing that. See, I am the most fallen, depraved person. So much humility is there. Please diagnose my malady and advise me what medicine and food to take. By that miracle drug, restore me to proper health. He's begging very sincerely, overjoyed with the devotee's glance of mercy. Then that senior devotee will give him a merciful glance, and the other devotees also. And by seeing this, he will become very happy. And he's trickling nectar of sweet words. When they speak some sweet words to him, he will stay for some time to serve his lotus feet. He will stay and keep hearing and do some service like that. Sometimes, this is another experience. Sometimes, wandering by a lake or in the forest, observing the natural movements of the animals and birds, he will intuitively interpret them as signs of Krishna's mercy or punishment upon himself. He will observe them, and intuitively what he will think, if Krishna is showing his mercy to me, then the antelope in the distance will come towards me 3 or 4 steps. He will think like that. I see a deer standing at a distance. If Krishna is really merciful, let the deer walk towards me 3, 4 steps. If he is not showing mercy, the antelope will turn away like that. He loves me, he doesn't love me like that. No, they pluck the petals like that. The devotee is now so absorbed in Krishna that he's looking for signs of Krishna's mercy or punishment everywhere. Even when he sees a wild animal, he is thinking, if the animal moves towards me, then Krishna loves. If it doesn't do that, then Krishna wants to punish me like that. Seeing small boys, then he's seeing small boys playing on the outskirts of a village. He will be reminded of the children saints called Kumaras. Kumaras are like little children. So when he sees little children, he is reminded of Kumaras and he will inquire from them, will I see Vrajendra Kumara? Now you will think this is nonsense. Some little children are playing and you are going and asking them, when will I see Krishna? What these little children know? So you realize that this person is disconnected from material world at the stage of Asakthi itself. Even Baba has not appeared. Even at the stage of Asakthi, he is disconnecting. Who is disconnecting? His antakarana, his inner consciousness is separating from external experience. He is now partly into the inner consciousness. External consciousness is slowly leaving. He is seeing the boys. We also see them, but we don't go to them and ask, when will I see Krishna? But he's doing that. When he sees them, he's reminded, he thinks these are the Kumaras. So when they give a reply like no, hearing that simple syllable or no, this example is over. In another place, he is walking and suddenly some people are going walking and somebody is saying no to somebody else. It was not spoken to him, but the word no enters into his ears. Then what he will think? He will deliberate on whether to take the answer at face value or seek a deeper meaning. So like this, supposing maybe this is connected to the same example. When the boys say no, then he will start thinking, should I take it at face value? Or is there some other clue built into this? But the Lord is telling me something else like that. Remaining in his house like a miserly merchant, greedy for treasure, with a worn-out face, he will become absorbed in thought all day. See, now what has happened? He has become withdrawn because he is no longer able to mix with materialistic people. and he's greedy for treasure like a miser, and he's absorbed in thinking. While dreaming, standing, and sitting, he's thinking, where will I go to get my treasure? What should I do to attain it? By what means will I get my hands on my desired object, which is Krishna? So he's thinking like this always. When asked, now the problem is, now there are the family, the friends, and everybody. When asked what is the matter by his friends, he will remain silent. He will not reply. And sometimes hide his feelings. He will not reply, and his feelings will immediately, tears will come up in his eyes. He will hide it. He will not want others to see, and he will keep quiet. His friends will apologize. Somebody will speak on his behalf. Somebody still thinks him as a friend. So the friend will say, he was all right before, but now his intelligence has become coward. Something has gone wrong with him. He was quite all right till recently. Now something is going wrong with him. I don't know. Like that, we remember even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was judged as some Vada problem. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he started exhibiting his extreme feelings of separation, viraha, then the local people could not understand. Navadvip people, they said some Vada problem, he's got a disease, like that. So the followers of Vedanta will conclude that he is an idiot by birth. Vedanta people, they are dry people, right? They are only impersonalists. So they say he is, from birth he is deformed, underdeveloped intelligence. The followers of Vedic rituals, karmis, will consider him fallen from purity. Otherwise, this is a punishment. He is not pure, and so he is undergoing punishment. So people following Karmakanda will say like that. The non-devotees will say he has amassed some great treasure. Non-devotees may find him very attractive because he is so detached from it. While the non-devotees are running after this and that, they see this man is very content and sitting peacefully. So they may say, he must have got some great treasure. That is why he is not showing interest like us, in material things. And the offenders, then there are the offensive people. What they will say? He's pretending. Offenders will say, he's acting as though he's a great devotee. He's not. In this way, others will judge him. But as far as the devotee is concerned, far from considerations of respect and disrespect, having fallen into the current of the great celestial river of attachment. It's Asakthi is a heavenly river of attachment. The great river of attachment. So you are caught in that river means it is going to carry you. You are helpless. The river is just carrying you. He can no longer care for respect and disrespect, right? With that attachment to the Lord, will simply continue his attempts to come closer to the Lord. So this is the stage of Asakthi. So you see, in Sikshashtakam, we can see all these symptoms. So Sikshashtakam, because it is given by the Supreme Lord himself, and he is in the mood of Srimati Radharani, crying in separation from the Lord. So Sikshashtakam is so beautifully arranged. From one to the next, you reach a higher and higher stage of understanding. There is a beautiful book by Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and there are also books by others where they explain the Shiksha Ashtaka, the 8 shlokas, in this way. How to understand the development of devotion through these 8 shlokas. How ultimate prema is manifesting in the 8th shloka, and other shlokas are leading up to it, leading up to that pure prema. So that's why Sikshashtakam we are supposed to chant every day, and by chanting it with meditating on the meaning, it will slowly produce prema in our heart. Because this is especially Mahaprabhu has left it for us. These are directly his spoken words. With regard to the other teachings of Mahaprabhu, he adopted a very unique process. What Mahaprabhu did, he put words into the mouth of others and he made them speak. So, for example, the glories of the holy name were spoken by Haridas Thakur. And with regard to the inner secrets of Prema Bhakti, it was spoken by Ramananda Raya. Right? And with regard to how Bhakti is greater than liberation, these were spoken by Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. How Bhakti is higher. And similarly, Rupa Goswami defined the Bhakti as a science, nectar of devotion. So, like this, whatever was needed, Mahaprabhu made the pure devotees his spokespersons. But this Sikshashtakam is one thing that has come directly from Mahaprabhu. So we will do well to understand. Like even the Maha Mantra, so many meanings are there, correct? I'm sure all of you have at least come across some of these meanings, like Gopal Guru, what he is telling. The Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, every word has a different meaning, right? So like that, Sikshashtakam also has got very deep meanings. So we can apply ourselves to meditating on those meanings. So increasingly, we should go towards Shravanam, Kirtanam plus Smaranam. So that will lead us towards this Ruchi, Asakthi, etc. So tomorrow we will see the seventh Shava, Bhava. Now, for your comments and questions, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Just I'm asking you, like in Shiksha Ashtakam, Nadanam na Janam na Sundarim, is it considered to be in the stage of, like, if we are meditating on that sloka, is that the stage of Nishta, Prabhuji?
I guess so. It has been, I've been out of touch for some time. I will look it up. Yeah, it looks like that because there is detachment there, no? It
Yes, Prabhuji.
detachment from material engagements. So that should indicate Nishta. Anarthas are gone, so you are at the Nishta still. It could be that. And then slowly the Asakthi is developing, right? He's talking about, please attach me as a particle on your lotus feet. So that shows increasing attachment towards the Lord. Correct. So this the fourth shloka could be the dividing line, the Nishta. And then it goes higher. Yeah, quite likely.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, that means in this stage of Asakti, completely the anarthas are gone out, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
The
actually,
devotee is fully surrendered to the Lord, or he can have a glimpse of the Lord, or he has the mercy of the Lord. So completely the anarthas are gone. Or still it is there even in the Baba stage. He may have
yeah,
it.
there still could be. But mostly what we have read is anarthas go fast. Aparadhas go very slowly. So aparadhas will chase you even up to the stage of prema. But anarthas, four types of anarthas. One is Shukritota, Dushkritota, Aparadota, then you have Bhaktiota. So like that, four types are there. So depending on what anartha we are talking about, it will leave at different stages of progression of bhakti, right? So what we saw was the Sukritota, Dushkritota, that anarthas will go very early. That will go even at the stage of Nishtha. But the others will go either at the stage of Ruchi or Asakti. So by the time of Asakti, you can say that anarthas are all gone. So in terms of how anarthas go, we already saw 5 grades of eradication, right? Ekadeshavartini, Bahudeshavartini, Praiki, Purna, Atyantiki. So what Vishwanath Chakravarti Path says is, at the level of Purna itself, you will no longer be troubled by your anarthas, even though some vestige of anartha may be there, but it will not trouble you because your attraction for Krishna has become so strong. So you are no longer troubled. So that way, for all practical purposes, once we reach Nishta, we can take it that our anarthas are gone at the stage of Nishta. Otherwise, we cannot reach Nishta.
Thank you.
So this is Purushottam month. I am sure all of you are doing some extra rounds or reading the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita or any
Yes,
other
Prabhuji.
process of
Yes,
Bhagavad
Prabhuji.
Gita. Some
Bhishma Stuti also, Prabhuji.
Bhishma
Bhishma Stuti.
yes,
Yes.
Stuti is very good. Kunti's prayers.
Gopalam, that
That
shloka also.
is that. Yeah. That
Is there any number of times you have to chant that, Prabhuji?
My wife told me some 33 times somebody had written, but we are not doing that. We chant it definitely a few times, but not keeping count and all.
Okay.
Because if you are doing many things, better not to get stressed up, The point is, we should spend the day in very strong Krishna consciousness. Whatever we feel attraction towards, we can do that more. There is nothing wrong with that.
Any time of the day, isn't it?
Any time of the day, all day,
Any-
morning to night.
Okay.
Yes. Very good. Okay, so if there is nothing else, we shall meet again tomorrow, same time. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavanda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gurudev Madhurya Kadambinj jai. Vishwanath Chakravarti ki jai.